Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming back to Opium Tool Tuesday workshop session. I'm joined here today with Ms. Rashad. We're going to be going over how you were able to use Ask AI for reports and documentation. And the cool thing about this is that you don't need much tech experience at all when creating some new documentation or reports using the Ask AI feature. It is very user-friendly, and you can get quite a bit of information from just asking this native ChatGPT-like agent within OPM tools. So, very first thing that I want to show you is in regards to the reporting, what type of information you can gather from it and how it can be useful for creating your monthly reports and so on. So starting off, I asked the Ask AI, how many new contacts did I get this month of August? And it very quickly responded with, you've gotten 80 new contacts so far in August from the 1st to the 18th, which is today. And then I can even go even further and ask for additional information, such as, can you list all 80 of these contacts, please, by first and last name, as well as their phone number. Now, this is going to be a little bit blurred out, but it even notified me that some of these contacts didn't have a first or last name. That is very important whenever you're going over these new contacts that you want to document. And some of them don't have phone numbers as well, which is also some additional information that we definitely need and go back and look into. Now, due to privacy reasons, we did blur this out, but it was able to list out everything that we needed to know, the first, last name, phone number, and you can even take it a step further and ask for their email, the tags they are tagged with, and any other additional information, so long as it's a custom field within your contacts tab. Meaning you can also add additional custom fields into your contacts tab as well, and Ask AI will be able to read off of that as well. And then going on, that's just a little piece of it. Going on, I want to know more about our opportunities on our opportunity board. So I asked the Ask AI, show me all of our open opportunities in our request and tasks pipeline. Very promptly did give me not only just a numerical amount, but it gave me a visual representation of the open opportunities by stage in our requests and tasks pipeline. So we can clearly see that there is a very little amount in the opens section of the opportunity board. But whenever it comes to the pending actions and the decline/deferred, gives a very nice visual details on what we need to be working on. Should we get in contact with the client to see how they are doing, if there's anything that we can do to help, as well as just declined and deferred, and maybe look into reasonings behind those declined and deferred client or opportunities. And then even beyond that, it gave the opportunity name as well as the contact name and the company that they're associated with as well, which I didn't even have to ask for. As well as some additional notes regarding this. So a total of 2,348 total open opportunities are sitting in the closed stage, and then some are duplicate and merged, meaning that you have an open status but are in those pipeline stages. So you might want to audit those. That's very good to know if we're trying to do our monthly cleanup. Only 2 are in the actual open stage, canceling service, and so on. And to go even further, let's say that I want to create an SOP or basically have some sort of document or questionnaire in preparation for upcoming meetings regarding a client that we're trying to onboard. So just to give a very generic example, I asked the Ask AI, can you create a short questionnaire for an insurance client that is wanting to create a community page? List questions that are essential for understanding and creating the right community page for them. And then it lists out what type of insurance do they specialize in, who is this community for existing clients, potential leads, client retention, and so on. What topics or content do you want to regularly share? What tone/personality should you have? Will this be a public or private members only community? Which platform are you considering? And so on. Very essential. And you can even add on to it, say, can you add additional questions that would be various essential for getting a better understanding of what would be best added to these community pages. So, regarding how you can even go even further and get better results from your Ask AI, because sometimes these answers that it gives can be a little generic, and it even says at the bottom right here, Ask AI is capable of making mistakes, so be sure to check important information. And that should be just a general rule of thumb whenever using these chatbots anyways. So I'm going to go back to my first question: how many new contacts did I get this month of August? And then try to be more specific. Can you show me the contacts that have been tagged with the potential client or client tag this month of August? And then while we wait on that, I'm going to go to the next one as well and see if we can go even deeper regarding the opportunities. And let's see if that's been done. So I was able to, out of the new contacts that we had this month, it found 6 contacts with a potential client or client tag this month, all carry potential client tag. All right, perfect. And it even listed it out, shows the phone and email, as well as the tags associated with them that aren't even potential client, just in addition to potential client or client tag as well. All right. And so, yeah, uh, this was a very short and simple presentation regarding reporting and documentation, but it is pretty essential when trying to keep tabs over your business and just your overall trying to keep quality in check, essentially. So yeah, that's the core of it. Ask AI is just one of those tools that gets more powerful the more you use it, because you start learning the important questions that you do need to ask. And the goal isn't really to replace your workflow; it's just to speed it up essentially, and just let the AI handle the data pulling and the first drafts, and then you can take it there from there. Now, before we do end it, do we have any questions?
Yeah, absolutely. So when you're working with Ask AI within the system, one of the concerns that people have is that if AI has access to everything, is this safe,
Hmm.
or can it access something which it's not supposed to or it shouldn't? So how do you go about that?
Well, yeah, and that is a very big concern that needs to be taken into account. But Ask AI only operates within your account and your permissions, meaning, like, say, for example, a person with limited permissions within the account, say they are not allowed to look into billing or calendars or stuff like that, neither will the Ask AI. So you can basically work around the system to try and get more information than you are allotted. And it cannot access other business information that is within the same agency as well. It can only work within its own sub account.
Hmm, that made sense.
Any other questions?
There was one more. Can I use the reports that we get from here for client-facing reports?
Yeah, and absolutely. But you gotta treat AI generated reports the same way that you treat a first draft. It is pulling the information directly from the system, but you do have to review it because it is capable of making those mistakes. I did skip over some of those mistakes whenever I was doing my test runs within the Ask AI. And so that's why I do say that, like, you do need to look over it, review it, and make sure that everything is correct. Now, some people might say that that kind of takes away from the purpose of using AI to pull that data for you, but really it does take the load off of the first draft. If you were doing the first draft by yourself, it would take a lot more time, but you allow the Ask AI to do the first draft, you review it, and then that still takes away a lot of the burden in the workload.
Hmm. Made sense.
No. Any other questions?
Nope.
Hmm. All right. Well, before we close out, I do want to explain the multiple ways that you can get into contact with us or just learn more about the software. So, starting off, we do have the submit request form. Within your sub account, you'll see this form where you can fill out all your fields accordingly, send us a screen recording, a message, or an image attachment regarding the issue that you're coming across within your sub account. You hit submit, and then once you submit this form, it will go to our support email. It's support@overpowermarketing.com. And once we get that, someone on our support team will be able to help you and find the issue that you're coming across and hopefully resolve it as soon as possible. Next up is the support meeting. In the support meeting tab, you'll see the schedule support meeting calendar. So just pick a date and time. Fill out your first name or full name, email, phone, website, if you so choose, request, and the message. This will basically describe what the meeting is going to be going over. Click the checkbox and then schedule a meeting. And once you do that, this will show up onto our calendars uh, for our support team. And then someone on our support team will be able to have that meeting with you and help you resolve or add anything new to your sub account. And then finally is the knowledge base. Knowledge base can either be found through the knowledge base tab or through this black chat widget icon in the top right corner. And then from here, you are able to look at a wide variety of articles regarding OPM tools that go over different topics about the system, like we just went over today. So if you're just interested in learning more about the software, you're more do-it-yourself, and you just want to become more proficient regarding the software, this is the place you want to go. So yeah, but I do want to thank you all for joining us today. I hope that this was very informative and broadened your thinking process regarding your documentation and your reports. And hopefully the Ask AI can definitely ease up that workload that is constantly bombarding us every single month. Yeah. Thank you all very much, and we hope to see you next week.